What's up, everyone? How's it going? We're going to be playing some gameplay, but we're mainly going to talk about what's been going on this tournament. Um, so it's been a really rough time directing the tournament, playing, and trying to make sure everybody is getting a match within a certain amount of time. This game, we don't provide a whole lot of commentary, so I'm going to do a lot of voiceover. And this is going to be the game in which I achieve 2100 for the first time in, I believe, like over a month now.
All right, everyone. We're going to play against Coach Jimmy.
So I do want to name who is left in the tournament. That'll be Grandmaster Valger and Oleg Barentsev, who have 9 wins and 0 losses. That would also be Rezacz and Reku89, who's originally the ranked 3 seeded team in the tournament, but they've been doing quite well, and they beat Icy Stun and put him in the 1-loss bracket. So the 2 teams that are left in the winners brackets are Rezacz and Reku, and Valger and Oleg Barentsev. So here, in the game that we're playing, Victor and I decided to play the Icy Stun Kuchtimi defense because it seems to be the strongest. You can see that pawn is pawn forward already stops the bishop from moving out towards the diagonal to hit the king's bishop pawn, etc., etc. But here we provoke red to try to go for a checkmate quickly, in which case hitting the king's pawn will result in blue also hitting the king's pawn with the queen. So it's just a queen trade, pretty simple. All right, so back to the conversation about the World 4-Player Chess Championship. Ranks the other 6 teams that are in the tournament include Victor, Liquid Sun, and Tom Merrill, Superatos and GDII, whom I will be facing, and I kind of spoiled it already, but I, in fact, am still in the tournament, and we're going to be discussing what happened to allow me to miraculously still play in the tournament. So that's 3 other teams. The other 3 that are still in the tournament are Harry Soleil, 1994, and BabYagun, the 4th seeded team. Icy Stun and Arena of Martha123. That's the 2nd seeded team. And Gremu and Hamada 2000, who's now actually Gremu and Persian Elsa, because Hamada had to withdraw from the tournament. Here, yeah, and the last team that is still in the tournament is that's it. Yeah, that's it. I think I named all the teams that's still in the tournament. But it's very important that you guys know what happened with ClashRoyale12345 and Malaviya86. They were playing me and Michaela Ruth. And unfortunately for them, they were leading 2-0 in the match. And because of server issues, the 4 of us agreed to reschedule the match. However, on the time that the match happened, there's a rule already in the handbook that says that if the elite player withdraws from the tournament and doesn't show up, or is under a certain type of ban, that means their team forfeits the tournament. However, if their partner is forfeiting the tournament, then you can still play, which is the reason why Gremu has chosen a different partner. Gremu is the team captain of rank number 9, Gremu, and Hamada 2000. So Hamada had to withdraw, and now Persian Alsa is taking Hamada's place. But there is a rule that the elite chosen person cannot leave the tournament, be under a sort of ban during the time of the match, and also cannot no-show. Otherwise, their team is out. So what happened is we rescheduled the match for the next day, the same time that we were playing in Clash of Malaviya. We're leading 2-0. But then at 11:30 Central Standard Time, which is the time zone I'm in, it's 9:30 in Michaela Ruth and ClashRoyale12345's time zone. And for some reason, ClashRoyale12345 went MIA. So I started messaging him, telling him that he agreed to the match. We need him to be here as soon as possible. 12 midnight and 10 Pacific Standard Time. No sign of Clash still, and no messages from Clash. No reports that Clash will not be able to make that time. There are spectators still waiting on the match to happen, and somebody that used to hate me and said this might be an unfortunate forfeit for the other team. So, I think you guys should know. About 45 minutes in to our match, I messaged Clash letting him know that if he doesn't make it by 1 hour after the start of the match, we're going to have to forfeit their team. However, I'd written no legislation about it in the tournament rules. So for next year, that will be an improvement, is that we write something about how long after the match are allowed to show up. That will probably be 30 minutes. And there were no other tournament admins available to referee the tournament. So I decided to allow them an extra 30 minutes compared to that 30 minutes. And still, at it was 12:30. I had to give Clash the unfortunate notice that his team had declared a no-show, and it's very sad. Honestly, I really wanted to play Clash Royale and finish the match, and if they were the better team, they would have deserved to move on. So, unfortunately, I had to give Clash the message that their team had to forfeit due to no-show by an elite player. So that will be it for Clash Royale 12345. However, he did respectfully accept, and he did a great job, and he really deserved to be in the tournament, and so did Malaviya86. And I really honestly think if the match was played out, they had really good chances. With the possibility of my team coming back and winning happening a very non-0% of the time. So it could have happened that if we'd played it, Michaela, Ruth, and I would come back and win 3-2, given it was a new day and we had had a different mindset. But Clash unfortunately didn't show up, and I just want to. That serves as kind of an example that when you make an arrangement to do a match, you show up to the event, and that's how it works in normal over-the-board games. And I'm sure Clash is well aware of that. And honestly, I think he deserves to be respected for his play and his sportsmanship. He did accept that he was disqualified, and he did message me to please move forward with the tournament, and he apologized, and I have a lot of respect for Clash for doing that. He's a good sport, and he's deserves to be recognized for being one of the best teams to play in this tournament. And yeah, since we're both in the one loss bracket, it was an elimination match, so it was very lucky for me and Michaela Ruth to be able to stay in the tournament. So back to the game that we're playing. Liquid Sun has improved a whole lot, and I want to talk about him versus Cooch Teamy in the World Championship. He and Tom Merrill were losing 2-0, and they came back and won. It was pretty incredible. They came back and won 2-3, and we ended up being the first team to 3 matches. Right here, Victor, Liquid Sun, and I are playing against Cooch Teamy and GoPritz. We attempt to attack red and try to win his queen and everything, but I'm exposed, and it looks kind of bad for me. So here, red and yellow are taking pretty solid advantage of me being exposed. What I want to say is the reason for Victor doing so well is he and Tom have been collaborating together in their practice time and coming up with innovative openings. One of which yellow pushes his pawn forward 2, his queen pawn forward 2 instead of 1. And the idea is that he shields his f13 square, and red brings his queen out to j4 to stop checks on yellow. It's a very deep idea, and it was invented by it was utilized basically first by Icy Stun. But in short, Victor and Tom have been working with their new openings, their new actively played opening ideas, and it worked in their favor games 3, 4, and 5. So they were able to pull off a victory. So big congratulations to Liquid Sun and Tom Merrill for being able to pull off an upset victory against the team that beat me and Michaela in round 1. And Coach Teamy and Lev Gadoo had also played very well in this tournament. As I said, they beat me 3-0. And they also beat Rezacz and Reku, who were the 3-seeded team going in. They beat him in one game out of the match that they lost 3-1. So we got some very strong teams playing this tournament. And this is what we wanted. We wanted quality performance. So here in this game, red and Yellow are trying to build up an attack against me. And blue is trying to take advantage of the fact that that yellow's only active pieces here are the knight and the rook. However, what must be said is green's being attacked pretty strongly, and if blue makes an error here, yellow could do a discovered capture on blue's queen, which I demonstrate here. The knight, so yeah, I kind of have to give up my rook here, unfortunately. So what does red do here? The idea of the queen going to that square up there, and which red fell for it, is that yellow could be checked. Rook is removed. If the queen is removed from that K file. Yeah. So here, the knight hitting the queen defends checkmating squares. However, yeah, you don't want to do that. There's a lot of discovered captures tactics happening, and this kind of I tell Victor not to sacrifice here because green actually has a chance of escaping, and it would be better to try to check yellow with the knight instead. And if the king moves out of checking ideas, well, he can't move out of check immediately. So he has to defend the queen. And now the knight being there actually allows a knight check if there's tried for checkmate, which there isn't. So here, yellow has not been very active this game, except for one piece, which has been doing some damage to green's entire structure, entire camp. However, blue has been taking away yellow material and threatening checks here and there. Now, in a few minutes, or a few seconds, you'll see that E13 is the better square to take the pawn with than the other one, because here, yellow decides to make probably the last mistake of the game, which is giving up his last active piece, and it is attempting to win the queen from blue, but as we noticed last minute, blue's knight's defending the queen. Red thinks of a move, but red actually times out here, as you'll see. And watch this. So this is my first time to 2100 for about, it's a while. There you go. I have 2100, 0.0 exactly. So I am one of the 8 teams remaining in the tournament, and you'll see me play GDII and Superatos on Friday. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. And thank you all for hearing me out on the situation with why Clash is not in the tournament anymore. He did deserve to be here, but unfortunately is no longer there, and I have advanced.
Oh, this was recorded?
Yeah, it was recorded, all right. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and take care.